I always think that like the porn thing, I think you're really on it. It's such like a, it might seem like something so micro, but I really do think, man, that it is just like the first step and all of the other dominoes fall in here. And I just,
Yeah,
yeah,
and when you understand, when you understand the reward center, and when you understand where dopamine, comes from, and what it's, and what it actually serves in our body, it's we don't get dopamine at the completion of a goal. It's
mm-mm,
not at the completion of, launching the business or getting the body. The dopamine is meant to be released in small increments as you're moving
yeah,
closer towards that goal. So
the
in setting a
seeking,
goal, yeah, and
yeah,
setting a goal for your day and setting a goal for your life, however big or small you want to take it. Let's just say the day. Let's say my day today is to do X amount of things and just move myself 1% closer. Well, once I wake up, and I don't hit snooze, and I recognize myself as somebody that did something that's moving them closer to their ultimate goal, boom, I get a small little drip of dopamine. If I can go go the 3 hours or go through whatever my morning routine is, daily gratitude, prayer, meditation, whatever it is, I
mm,
recognize myself for doing what I said I was doing, driving me closer to the man. Boom, a small hit of dopamine. So
yeah,
you're not getting this massive influx of like, oh,
yeah,
I'm looking for porn to where it's overwhelming your system, but you're going to get these small little drips throughout the day, and that's where like true bliss or joy comes in. It's using these systems and using these chemicals in the way that which they were designed to be
yeah,
used, just in small little incremental amounts. Driving to the gym, hitting the weights, knowing that I don't have the ultimate body right now, but I did the things that are moving me closer towards that
yeah.
goal. Boom, small little domain. Once we kind of understand that, I think it really helps, helps guys understand. It's like, no, like, yeah, it sounds pretty crazy, like structuring and scripturing scripture your entire day out to where, oh, I'm wake up at this time, I do this, that. But so many people, Jocko Willink, structure equals freedom. Like the more
Mm-hmm.
structure you have in place in life, the more ultimate free that you feel in your own existence.
Absolutely. Yeah. And actually the structure really it provides relief. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like when I first really when I first got off porn for a long period of time, it was actually because I worked on the oil rigs out in Alberta here in Canada, northern Alberta,
Oh,
right? And I was living on the road out of hotels. Had a roommate pretty much every night. So unless I wanted to go jack off in the bathroom or something, it just wasn't happening. So like that structure, even though it was like super rigorous and like super tough, like I was either way too exhausted or I didn't have the privacy or whatever, that cut smoking pot out of my life. You know what I mean?
mm,
Because it just wasn't going to happen. I was living on the road in hotels and driving trucks. It cut out porn. It cut out so much because I had such meticulous structure. Now, it wasn't mine, obviously, and the ultimate, I want to be making all the structure in my life, but it provided me something that I knew what I had to do. I got up every day. I
mm,
worked my ass off. I did it. And there was very little space for me to, fall victim to my own habitual tendencies, to the ways that I, want to check out, the ways that I want to numb and don't want to feel, right? And which is really great. Like I honestly, I encourage a lot of guys that feel like they're in this nebulous area or they're struggling with like whatever it is in their life, any type of addiction, like just go do something that's like super fucking structured. Like it's why guys, I'm not a huge advocate of like guys joining the military or whatever, but it's why that space can be so powerful for men. You know what I mean?
yeah.
To like find something like that where like you're really tested and like you're getting a little bit like challenged in a way that's like this fucking like suffer a little, like you know what I mean? Like we
Yeah.
need to suffer a bit because the thing is we don't need to suffer, and like the ultimate way of being like coddled is literally like in my opinion pornography. It's like it's just right there and it's like nurturing. Same with like things like guys that smoke a lot of weed, they don't think it's a problem or whatever like that. It's like this is like the nurture. It's like mommy's little blanket, and why it's so painful
Mm,
is because when we rip these things away, it's like we're grasping at our familiar comforts and they're not there anymore, right? So we need to replace those. And if we don't have the power or the energy or the discipline to create that structure ourselves, like what you've created in your life, then perhaps seeking that in even a program like what you offer. I've been working with men's coaches and programs for 3 years, and they give me like meticulous structure to the point where now I'm offering that to other men, right? And I hold them like fucking really a tight container. Like I really hold them to the man that I see them being, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
so, yeah,
it's
go
something I
ahead.
say all the time. I say it all the time. Like seek out and do hard things every single day. Like if you're seeking out, the hard things, when the other hard things appear in your task, you're like, oh, I'm equipped to do this. This is why in my morning it's like 30 minutes of hot sauna.
Yeah,
Like every
love it.
single morning I have a sauna here in my house, and then immediately from the hot into an ice cold shower every day without fail. It doesn't matter. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't get, you know, it doesn't get super cold here, but if it's 40 degrees outside, you know, I'm still jumping in, but it's training me. It's putting me in states where I have to learn to control, you know, my own breathing. I have to learn to control my own heart rate. So if there ever is a situation where I'm extremely stressed, something doesn't work with the business, you know, maybe something feels like it's falling apart, I can go, okay, no, I know how to control, you know, my heart rate based upon just controlling my breathing, because I've been practicing it every single morning by standing in the ice cold water. So yeah, there's society is built around just giving us convenience right now. You know, we can get anything we want at just a push of a button. You know, you want food, boom, Uber Eats. You want, you know, you want to make, boom, Tinder. You know, you want some porn in a release, boom, just pull it up. So like we have to find ways to create, you know, challenge or struggle. And some of the best ways I think are, you know, the cold plunge or the cold shower. I mean, up where you're at, you can just jump in probably any lake, you know, that's around your house. I mean, we don't really have that luxury here with the warm, you know, the warm weather. But yeah, seeking challenging things out. Maybe if it's even a physical challenge, you know, getting into a training routine. This is why in my program there's an entire part of the curriculum that is focused around, you know, muscle centric testosterone training. I want these guys lifting heavy, hard things. Yeah. You know, maybe train for an endurance race, maybe train for an obstacle race. You know, obviously there's been some issues in the last year with COVID and lockdowns and whatnot, where some of those things aren't really going on. But yeah, we got to find ways to test and challenge ourselves and seek out and do hard things every single day. I'm 100% in line with you there.